So the story portion of our season is over. At least it is very much implied that the relevant story notes have already been made, but maybe not. Let's recap what we've learned and have accomplished throughout this season of The Lost so that we can make some predictions as to where we are headed in The Witch Queen and even beyond out into the final shape. We as the player know that the next expansion is The Witch Queen, with Savathun being the main antagonist and her minions wielding a light. This makes us as the players ask, how will Mara's plan fail? We start this season's 6-player activity, the Astral Alignment, and to me that feels like the last couple 6-player activities, such as the Sundial, the Battlegrounds, and last season's Override. But the goal of this, in regards to the story development, is to reconnect the ley lines to the Ascendant Plane, that is Eleusinia, or Mara's throne world. After we reroute the ley lines, we go into the next seasonal activity, that is the Shattered Realm. And this one is a fun change up from the last season's expunge that was basically just run it as fast as possible. These activities in the Shattered Realm hold secrets that you can find in the mission that give you gear. Now granted, you probably don't need any of the drops, but it is still a lot of fun to explore this interesting area and find out what secret chests are out there. So what's the point of the Shattered Realm? Well, after setting the ley lines, we get the location of the Queen's Lost Techien. We are to go into the Shattered Realm, locate the Techien by aligning the beacons, or defending a point for a certain period of time, and then killing a champion. And at the third beacon, we defeat a taken Techien similar to the Corrupted Strike boss. When the boss goes down, you rescue the Techien, and she'll return to Queen Mara. Mara needs these lost Techiens to extract Savathun's worm, thus destroying her. Or at least that's what the characters think will happen. I didn't go into much detail on this season's activities because, like I said, I already know what the outcome is going to be. We want to look forward into the future and ask, what will the final season look like? What will our last antagonist in the Light vs. Dark saga be? Who will the main players be, and how will our Guardians' paracausal actions influence the world? Looking at the roadmap, we see the Witch Queen, then on to Lightfall, and then finally it's the final shape. We know that the Witch Queen will be the Hive and have acquired the light. We don't know how, but we know that Savathun was able to rid herself of her worm and raise an army of light-bearing Hive. It is probable that it is done within her throne world through the power of necromancy that she learned from Nokris. I have not found many indicators of what exactly will be the downfall of Savathun or what her plan is, but we know we will win. We just don't know the how. I also believe that Mara Sov wants to push us towards this battle with Savathun to find out exactly that. How will the Guardians prevail in the throne world? Mara has her own agenda. She is not our ally, and she has made that clear. In the Season of the Lost dialogue, it sounds as though she blames us for Uldren becoming Crow. In the Tracing the Stars quest, Mara says,
"If certain actors had kept to their roles, I would have wielded Uldren Sov, Lightbearer. But even Mara Sov cannot control everyone."
She doesn't come out and say it, but I believe our actions shifted the path Mara had set for Uldren. It also concerns me that she said Uldren Sov, Lightbearer. One of two possible paths inferences can be gleaned from that. The first is that she intended for Uldren to die and be resurrected by the Traveler, which is close to what happened, though she does not have control of her brother. The second being that Uldren somehow gained the power of the light without being resurrected by the Traveler, but somehow still received a ghost. Was it a gift from Queen Mara? This idea ties into the Witch Queen, I think due to the fact that Savathun has seemingly gifted the light and ghosts to her hive. Mara may not be concerned with how Savathun is able to accomplish this, and more concentrating on what the Guardians will do to stop her. Now to build some background for what I think will happen in Lightfall and the final shape. Let's keep in mind Bungie only uses so many players in the foreground at one time, meaning we will need to predict who will be a major player in upcoming seasons, as well as who will be in the background. In the Witch Queen, Savathun is stopped by our Guardian, most likely with the help of Mara, Petra, Saint 14, and most likely Eris. This last one is the important one. Expanding more on how important Eris will be and what signs point in her direction, we know that Eris and Mara have a history referenced in It's Just Me, found in the Truth to Power lorebook, the Mask of the Great Hunt lore tab, with most telling being the one in To My Queen in the Regarding Stasis lorebook. These references paint Eris as almost a follower of the Queen, though she is not awoken. How did this relationship happen? Well, Eris is a member of Ikora's Hidden and was tasked with keeping alliances with the Queen and the Reef after the events of the Taken King due to her expansive knowledge of the Hive. This knowledge is what will bring her into relevance yet again in Witch Queen, coupled with her drive for revenge shown in To the Witch Queen, also in the Regarding Stasis lorebook. I would urge you to read those lore entries because I don't have the time to get into each one of them and explain how each piece may point to the next, but with what we know, Eris, the Drifter, and the Stranger, in the group referenced as the Dark Vanguard, they are assumed all to be Stasis users. It is touched on in To My Queen for Eris. We know the Stranger, or Elsie Bray, uses stasis from Beyond Light, and the Drifter is so shady I feel confident that he would take that power given the chance. In the next video, I want to look at the one they call the Drifter, learn his plan, and see if we can really understand what the heck he's playing at. If he even has a plan, or if it's just that when you choose to walk with a monster, monsters survive. Trust.